I'm Abbey Esparza with photomanipulation.com, and today we'll be looking at how to create a supernatural eye effect in Photoshop. If you like what you see, go ahead and show us with a like, and if you're new here, why not subscribe? We put out 5 new videos every week, all focused on advanced level photo manipulation. With that, let's take a look at what we have here. So today I have a couple of easy tricks for you, and it is part 2 of my how to create a doll-like effect video. There we learned how to enlarge facial features and anything else really, without introducing any kind of blurriness or pixelation. Here we are going to focus on both the eye effect as well as the color grade. They are by no means tied together, you can do one without the other, and all of the stock images are linked down in the description. They're all from Adobe stock, and you can get 10 images for free before committing to the subscription plan. So feel free to recreate what you see here. If you do, please give us a shout. I'd love to see it. It's not necessary, it just makes me happy to see everyone's images. So first, the color grade. I don't typically share my color grade, as in my experience, they don't transfer well to other images. I have 0 presets or actions or anything like that. It's all done by hand and different each and every time. However, you can do it one for one and then go through and adjust according to your image's exact needs. So first, a color lookup layer set to Foggy Night with an opacity of 41. Let's double click the layer mask and adjust its blend if so that the adjustment isn't affecting the highlights. Split these toggles by holding Alt and then sliding them. Once you get something similar to what you see here, hit OK. Next, a second color lookup set to Crisp Warm with an opacity of 22%. A third color lookup set to Film Stock at 14% opacity. A fourth color lookup set to a bit of a mouthful here, Fuji F125 Kodak 2393 at 35% opacity. A fifth color lookup set to Kodak 5218 Kodak 2383 with an opacity of 72% and a layer mode set to color. A sixth color lookup set to Tension Green with an opacity of 20%. And now a selective color adjustment layer affecting the reds, -54, +15, +22, and 0. And then also affecting the blacks, with 2, 2, and 2. And now we have one last color lookup set to Drop Blues, with 100% opacity and a layer mode set to color. And finally, one more selective color adjustment affecting the reds, yellows, greens, whites, and finally blacks. Go ahead and pause to grab those numbers as they can be a mouthful. Now, you will want to group all of these layers together, naming that group color grade. Gotta keep things nice and tidy after all. And then we are going to duplicate the group and set its opacity to just 23%, just to boost the color grade a tiny bit more. So this is a somewhat drastic color grade, and a huge thing to note is even if you have a nicer computer, Photoshop itself doesn't love having 20 plus adjustment layers affecting everything all at the same time. So you may start to notice some lag while the color grade is on. I like to switch them off, do my thing, and then flip them back on as I go, if I find that the lag is being particularly annoying. But now we can move on to our eyes. One of the reasons I wanted to include the color grade is because frankly, this is my go-to lazy eye effect. It's just very quick, very easy, and works from everything to cyborgs to ghosts and ghouls to demons and apparently creepy witch dolls. So let's pop off the color grade. Truthfully, there isn't too much lag, but it always looks so much worse on video, so why bother with it? Let's create a new layer above our subject, zooming in nice and close on their face and eye. Now we are going to pick a color. I'm going to go with a nice lime green. Let's grab our brush tool, making sure it's set to a fluffy default round brush. Setting the size to the size of the subject's iris. It doesn't have to be exact. Going a bit bigger rather than smaller is actually recommended. We also want to make sure the airbrush buildup setting is checked. That is this icon here next to flow. And then we're just gonna give a little boop to the eye here. Go to the other eye and give it a little boop as well. Now we are going to grab a lighter version of the color we just laid down, shrink our brush, and give 2 smaller boops towards the middle or upper middle iris. Feel free to experiment with different color combos. You don't have to be monochromatic. Moving on, we are going to take a largish, compared to our eye, fluffy eraser brush and clean up the edges. Now, you can leave a lot more of this color behind if you want the eyes to look glowy. Today, I want a more glassy look, however, so I'm going to make sure most of the color is contained within the iris. We aren't bringing the brush directly onto the color. We are more so using the edge of the brush. Increasing the brush size will help give you a nice gradual transition, while shrinking the brush will give you a more compact color. You want to make sure the eye reflection isn't lost, and that it looks like her eyelids are casting a shadow or blocking the light to the upper part of the iris. Doing both of those things will help the eyes from looking flat. I personally also like to keep a nice dark ring around the iris. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this using different colors on the other 2 subjects. You'll want to keep your color grade in mind here. For instance, the vivid purple transforms into a nice smoky pastel purple, almost gray color. With our colors laid and shaped, I like to bring down the layer opacity just a small amount. Again, this will help just a bit of the original eye to peek through, keeping the eye from looking too flat. Here I ended up with around 75% opacity. Mess around with that number and see what works for you and your image. It all depends on how much color payoff you really want. To finish things off, we are going to add a secondary pop of color. Let's create a new layer set to soft light. Now with the same fluffy brush from earlier, let's paint a second color onto the iris. For the green, I'm going to go red, erasing the color from everywhere but the outer edges of the iris. I'm going to go ahead and lower the opacity to 70% or so as well. For the purple, I'm going to do a vivid blue, and for the orange, I'm going to do a reddish tinge. And that is it. No layer modes or anything. With that being said, screen and lighten tend to pair very well with these eyes. And you can also keep layering things like color or glow or even shapes on top. They are great standalone eyes, but they also are a great base that you can then build on. A few things to note. You probably noticed that the color grade does a lot to finish off the eyes. Like I said earlier, this is my go-to lazy eye effect. It works a good 9 out of 10 times on all different kinds of images. Second, this effect is ideal for dark eyes, and eyes that already have that bit of eye reflection or sheen to them. If you were working on, say, a blue eye and the image was shot very flat, then you are going to want to darken the eye underneath, and then once the color is placed, add in a bit of shine over top. A hard round brush set to white should do the trick for painting in that little reflection. And finally, I do want to note I didn't use a pen tablet for this. It's a very mouse-friendly technique. And I think that about does it for today. So like if you like, subscribe if you really like, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Or just say hi down in the comments, and feel free to ask questions. I love talking to you guys. I'm Abbey Esparza with photomanipulation.com. See you next time.